champion in high school, for those of you who don't know me. And I'm in band. I'm a band nerd. Okay. I was born in California, and I moved to Texas when I was 5, and I moved to Bernie when I was about 8. Growing up, my family, we didn't really go to church. It just wasn't what we did. My parents weren't against it, but they also didn't promote it. But I always felt like in my heart that I really, really needed and wanted to go to church since I was little. I don't know why. And so I would spend the night at my friend's house on purpose on Saturday nights just so I can go to church with them Sunday mornings. And it was really cool, but when you go to church with your friends and not your parents, you can't come home and talk to your mom about what just happened in church, because you're in the big services and you're little and they're using all these huge words and you're just like, what's going on? So I went to church with my friends, but I never really got anything out of it. I moved to Fair Oaks in the 6th grade, and I made a friend, Andy, and she was my only friend because I wasn't used to Fair Oaks, and we just started hanging out every day, and pretty soon her friends became my friends because I didn't have friends. And this is about where my life starts going downhill in 6th grade. She was a little partier. Her parents weren't really together, and so her mom never really had control over her, and she didn't hang out with the right friends, and so I was hanging out with those people, and she introduced me to the party scene, and I didn't really I didn't like it. I didn't want to party. I was really young. I knew what it was. I had older brothers and sisters, but I knew I didn't want to do it. But my friends were doing it, and when all your friends are doing something, you're gonna do it. Well, at least I did it. At one of the parties, I met this girl named Ashley, and she was with us, and her mom came, and she was like, you need to come home, you need to come home. And for some reason, she just really wanted to take me with her. And since I didn't really want to be there, I went with her anyways and left my friend. And as she took me away from partying, she was really into guys and lust and all that nasty stuff. So I got introduced to that, and while she didn't party, she still drank and she still smoked. So my 7th grade summer, I was getting drunk and I was smoking weed, and and it was kind of crazy. And at this point in my life, I'm just not even thinking about God or about Jesus or going to church. It's just not there anymore. When 8th grade came around, I was pretty much out of control. I was skipping class, and I would get high every day before school, after school, before I went to bed. It was in my routine of life. And I stopped hanging out with my friends, and I started hanging out with my sisters. And my sisters are the ones who were starting to supply me my weed. In a way, when your whole family smokes weed, when your grandpa snorts coke, when your grandma does crank, when your other grandma pops pills, and when your other grandpa is a cokehead, I mean, smoking weed with your sisters, it really doesn't seem like you're doing that bad of a thing, even when you know it's illegal. It's almost a comforting thing, because that's the only way we really knew how to bond. I pretty much felt invincible at this point. I was doing all this stuff, and I was skipping school, and I was getting away with it. My parents didn't know. But then one day in school, I got drug tested, and I got caught skipping class all on this one day in 8th grade. And I remember sitting in the office scared for my life in 8th grade because I was getting drug tested. I was so scared that I was, filling out that paperwork, and I had to start over and over because I was shaking so bad, and I couldn't even spell my name right, and I didn't know the date, and it was probably written all over me that it was going to come out positive. On Easter Day 8th grade year, I told my mom that I got drug tested and it was going to come out positive. And she told me that she expected me to do it because she said a lot of teenagers do it. But all I didn't tell her I did it a lot. I just said I did it that one time and I was going to quit. And I lied about doing it that once, but I did quit. 9th grade year, I started getting interested in churches again because I quit smoking, I quit doing all that stuff. I scared myself to death. And I went to Catholic church for a year. I went to all the confirmation classes. I was supposed to be confirmed, but I backed out. I just felt like it wasn't for me. And so I didn't get confirmed. I also went on an Acts retreat with them. And I remember being at this play and everybody was like crying their eyes out. You know how when you're getting really into a play, you like feel it and you start crying and all this stuff happens. And everybody was doing that, but me, I was just sitting there like, what's going on? And so I think that's when I realized I wasn't going to be Catholic. But later that year, I did go to a play about, like, you know, when the angel and, like, the devil comes out and it shows you, like, if you do something bad, like, this girl killed herself and the devil came out and, like, took her away and she went to hell, but then this guy accepted Christ into his heart and Jesus came and saved him. And the guy was like, if you haven't accepted Jesus into your heart, and you want to, you can come do it now. And so I went and did it, but I did it out of fear. I was scared that because the way I was living, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to hell.